Before we write any code, we have to decide what language to use. Now we're going to use something called Python. Python is the most popular language for people starting out, but it's still a proper programming language used by professional developers, as it's really powerful, which means you can do a lot with just a few lines of code. Now it was invented in 1991 by someone called Guido van Rossum. I don't know how you pronounce that name, but it's a great one, isn't it? And in a playful mood, he named it after the comedy team Monty Python's Flying Circus. So how do you know whether you've got Python on your system or not? Well, we can test. So here we are at my blank desktop, and I'm actually running with Windows 8. But if you go to the Windows button and right click on it, I can get the Run button. Now with the Windows 10, you just have to click with the left mouse button and a little pop-up box very similar to this will open up. And from that, select Run To. And you can see within Run here, I've got an option there already put in for me called CMD, which stands for Command. Now if I click on OK, it'll open up the command line. And within there, I can just type in the word Python. Now if I then hit Return on my keyboard, it'll say it has not been recognized. Now that means that I haven't got Python installed. So I need to install it, and we'll do that next. I'm going to close this down because when I test on it again, for example, writing the word Python, I need to refresh this screen in order for it to be able to recognize it. Okay, I'm going to open up a web page, and it's got the address line there of python.org. And python.org is basically the home page for Python, and it's where you can download it. So here's an option called Downloads, and you can see I can download two different versions here. So I've got two buttons. One is for Python version 2, which you could say is the older version, and another one is for the more current version, which is a version 3. Now the option I've got here is 3.6.4, but of course this number will increase as they develop different versions as it runs on. But 3.6.4, that's good for me. So I'm going to click on that button. Now you can see down the bottom left-hand side here, it said Python is downloading. Now it says that it's 29 megabytes. Actually, the whole thing requires, once it's been installed, requires about 90 megabytes or so of disk space, just shy of it. So I'll wait for that to download. Nearly there. Okay, that's downloaded. Now, I don't have to go to my downloads folder to be able to run that. I can actually do that from within here. So this is a button. If I just click on it, a little dialog box will pop up that says, do you want to install Python 3.6.4 in my particular case? You don't have to worry whether it's 32-bit or 64-bit. What we're going to be doing isn't really going to have an impact on that. Okay, I've got install now, so this is the button to install, and this is where we'll install it, which is fine by me. I can change that if I want, but I also want to put in an add Python 3.6 path. Oh, what does that mean? Well, that means that when I check that, once this is installed, I can go back to that command line and I can see whether it's been installed or not. Okay, so everything's set. I'll just click on the install now. So it's going to install everything. This will probably take a little while. I probably ought to do some juggling or maybe whistle a little tune while this is going on. But I'll probably just kind of skip some of this as it's a little dull, but it shouldn't take too long. Still going. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, it's getting pretty close now. I think we're nearly there. I don't know any Python jokes. Oh, we're very close now. Ah, yes, I've seen this bit before. The ending is very exciting, but it isn't really. Oh, nearly. It was the last bit with these things, isn't it, that takes the longest? I should really just cut this bit, shouldn't I, really? That would have been the professional thing to do. Ah, hey! So setup was successful. And special thanks to Mark Hammond. Well, quite. Okay, so I can just close this down. So has it installed. Oh, exciting. So I'm going to go back to my Windows button and I'm going to right click on it and choose the run option as before, and it has CMD there. I'll click on OK. So here's my, let's just move that down. Here's my command line. So has it installed? I'll write Python, hit return. Hey, there's my Python 3.6.4 has been installed and some other bits of information about it. Let's have a look at running some Python next. So you can see here I've got some little chevrons. Now I can run this from within here, but there's actually a special place allowing me to run it. So we'll look at that in the next lesson.